We are on with the Principles of Marketing series, and today we will be talking on pricing decisions, the classification, pricing, product life cycle and the other aspects. As we have already done, let's have a small recap. The cost-oriented pricing, which involves the pricing on the basis of cost of production, selling of a product, which ensures the company covers its all cost and also ensures a profit. The markup pricing involves adding a standard markup to the cost of product to determine its selling price, which is simply to implement and provide a consistent profit margin. It is also suitable for the business with a relatively stable cost structures and where the pricing pressures from the competitors is not intense. However, it may not reflect the changes in the market conditions or the customer preference, so it's important to monitor the pricing regularly. We have a costing relating to cost pricing, that is the marginal cost pricing, which is definitely involving a setting of price based on the additional cost of producing one more unit of a product, and which aims at maximizing the contribution of each unit sold towards covering the fixed cost and generating the profit. Now, there are some other methods also like the target pricing, which involves the setting prices to achieve a specific return on investment or the profit margin. The company using this approach determines the desired level of profit and then set the prices to achieve this target. Now, this method is also suitable for the long-term strategic pricing decisions and for the business with a specific profit targets. However, it requires a good understanding of the cost structures and the market conditions to ensure the target can be realistically achieved. Then another type of pricing method is your break-even pricing, as the name suggests, which covers all the cost and reach the break-even point where the total revenue equals the total cost. And after reaching the break-even point, the additional sales profit to the profit. So, this method is suitable for understanding the minimum sales volume required to avoid the losses, and it is particularly useful for the new products or the services. Now, however, it may not consider the full range of the market conditions and the competitive pressures. Then we have another method called early cash recovery pricing, which involves setting the prices which are initially higher to recover the investment cost quickly. Now, this method is often used for the products with a limited sales window or a shortcut and the short product life cycle. Now, it is suitable for the business with a high initial investment cost or where the rapid recovery of the investment is very, very crucial. However, it may not be suitable for the products in highly competitive markets where the pricing sensitively is very, very high. Now, each of these pricing methods has its own advantages and the limitations, and the most suitable method for a particular business will depend on the factors like industry, competitive landscape, cost structure and the target market. Now, the companies often use a combination of these methods to optimize their pricing strategies and achieve their financial objectives. Now, the market-oriented pricing methods. Now, they are the strategies that consider the external market factors like the customer demand and the competitive pricing when setting the prices of the products or the services. Now, these methods focus on aligning the prices with the customer perception of the value and the market conditions to maximize the profitability and the competitive advantage. Now, the marketing-oriented pricing methods, along with their suitability in the different business scenarios, like we have a differential policy, which involves setting different prices for the same products or the service based on the various factors like customer segment, location, time of the purchase and the quantity produced. Now, this method is also suitable for the business operating in diverse markets with varying levels of price sensitivity. It allows the companies to capture the different levels of the consumer surplus and maximize the overall revenue. However, implementing and managing the differential pricing can be very complex, and the business must be mindful of potential customer backlash if the pricing strategies are perceived as unfair. Then we have a time-based pricing, which involves adjusting the prices based on the time of the purchase or the consumption. This can include the strategies like the dynamic pricing, seasonal pricing, or the time-limited promotions. Now, it is very suitable for the business in industries where the demand fluctuates over time, such as hospitality, travel, entertainment, etc. The time-based pricing allows the companies to capitalize on the peak demand periods and optimize the revenue. However, it requires a very careful monitoring of the market conditions and the consumer behavior to set the appropriate pricing levels. The customer segment pricing involves setting the different prices for the different customer groups based on the factors like demographics, purchasing behavior, or willingness to pay. Now, this method is very suitable for the business with the diverse customer segments and varying levels of price sensitivity. It allows the companies to capture the additional value for the different customer groups and tailoring the pricing strategies to the specific market segments. However, the business must be mindful of potential customer segmentation and the discrimination concerns. Then we have a very important pricing called location-based pricing. The location-based pricing involves setting the prices based on the geographic location of the customers on the point of sale. This can also include the strategies as the regional pricing, country-specific pricing, and proximity-based pricing. It is suitable for the business operating in multiple markets with the varying economic conditions and the competitive landscape. Now, coming on to a product firm pricing, which involves setting the different prices for the variation of a product or the service, such as the different sizes, versions, and the packaging options. This method is suitable for the business with the product lines that offer the variations to meet the different customer segments. Now, the classification of the pricing methods allows the companies to capture the additional value for the customers who are willing to pay more for the premium or the specialized product options. However, the business must carefully manage the customer perceptions of the value and avoid cannibalization of the sales across different product variations. Now we have other types of methods and called the pricing strategies. They are actually the approach to the business which takes to set the prices of its products or the services. It encompasses the methods, principles, and the tactics used to determine the optimal price that will help the business achieve the financial goals with effectively meeting the customer demand and the competitive pressures. The pricing strategies are very essential for the business to maximize the revenue, maintain the profitability, and gain a competitive edge in the market. Now, basically, when you talk about the pricing strategies, the first we talk about is a pricing penetration, in which initial pricing is very, very low for a product to quickly gain a large market share and attract the customers. Now, the goal of the penetrating prices is to actually stimulate the demand effectively, entering the market and gaining a competitive advantage. By offering a low prices than your competitors, a company employing a penetration pricing aims to encourage the customers to switch from existing products or to attract the new customers who are price sensitive. Now, there are other pricing strategies also, like price skimming, where a company initially sets a relatively high price for a product or a service, then gradually lowers the price over time. So, this strategy is often used when a company introduces a new and an innovative product to the market. So, initial price allows the companies to skim off the highest earning customers, typically those who are willing to pay a premium to have the latest and the best product. As the time passes and the market becomes more saturated, the company gradually reduces the price to attract more price sensitive customers, and it allows to maximize the revenue by capturing the different segments of the market at the different price points. So, this skimming can be very effective strategy for the companies that have interested and invested heavily in the research and the development and need to recoup those costs very, very quickly. So overall, we can say the price skimming can be an effective way to maximize the revenue from the different market segments over time. But it requires a very careful planning and execution to be very, very successful. Then another type of price strategy we are talking about is a premium pricing, which is a strategy in which a company sets a very high price for its products or the services to convey the image of exclusivity, high quality, or the luxury. Now, this strategy is often used when a company wants to position its offering as a superior to your competitors' products or wishes to create a perception of the value and the prestige amongst the customers. The companies that employ the premium pricing typically invest in creating a strong brand image, emphasizing the unique features and the benefits of their products, and providing exceptional customer service and the product and support. Now, when you talk about other types of strategies, we have promotional pricing, which is a marketing strategy wherein a company temporarily reduces the price of its products or the services to stimulate the sales and attract the customers. This is commonly employed during the specific periods like holidays, seasonal events, product launches, and even clear out the excessive inventory. So these promotional pricing, etc., they are very pricing important strategies. Another strategy in place is a loss leader pricing, which is a retail strategy in which a product is sold at a price below its market cost in order to attract the customers into a store or a particular product line, with an exception that they will also purchase other more profitable items. Now, as far as the pricing other strategies are concerned, we have a psychological pricing also in place, which is a marketing strategy that leverages the pricing techniques to shape the customer perceptions of a value and the product value and to influence their purchasing power. This particular approach recognizes that the customers often make buying decisions based on the psychological factors like the perceived value of a product rather than solely on its actual pricing. The tactics commonly employed in the psychological pricing include the charm pricing, where the prices are set below around the number to create an impression of a lower price, lower cost, prestige pricing, which involves setting prices at an artificial high levels to convey a luxury and inclusivity. Now, we have odd even pricing, another tactics which entails the setting prices at either the odd or the even numbers to appeal to the specific customer segments. Additionally, the bundle pricing offers the multiple products or the services as a package at a slightly reduced price, creating a perception of value and the savings. Now, there are a captive pricing strategy also, which is a strategy in which the price of a main product is set relatively low, often at or a near cost, while related consumable or the complementary products are priced higher. The goal of this approach is to create a captive market for the complementary products, as the customers are effectively captured by their need for the main product. A common example of a captive product is pricing of the printer and the link cartridge. The printers are often sold at a relatively low cost, while the link and the ink cartridges, which are essential for the printing operations, are priced significantly higher. So this is what is called as a captive pricing strategy. So in this cost, the low cost printer serves the captive product and the high priced link cartridges represents the complementary products. Now, this strategy aims to attract the customers with the low cost of the main product, making it even more likely that they will purchase the related goods while often have a higher profit margins. Now, these captive pricing have actually an effective strategy for the business looking for maximizing the revenue from the related products or consumables. However, it may also require a very careful consideration of the customer perception and the potential backslash if the pricing strategy is seen as an unfair or overly burdensome to the consumers. Another type of pricing strategy is a dynamic pricing. The dynamic pricing, also known as a surge pricing or the demand pricing, is a pricing strategy where the business adjusts the prices of the products or the services in the real time based on the various factors like demand, competitive pricing, time of the day, customer demographics, and other market conditions. So these kind of dynamic pricing are actually a very varying prices. So the price is varied depending upon the different factors as we have discussed. This approach allows the business to optimize their pricing to capitalize on the fluctuations of demand and supply, maximize the revenue, adapt to the changing market conditions, and this dynamic pricing is commonly used in industries like travel and hospitality, e-commerce, entertainment, ride-sharing services. For example, the airlines often adjust the ticket pricing based on the factors like seat availability, time until departure, and historical booking patterns. Similarly, e-commerce platforms may change the pricing of the product based on the factors like customer location, browsing history, and demand for the specific items. Now, advancements in the technology and the availability of the real-time data that have made the dynamic pricing more prevalent as the business can utilize the algorithms, machine learning to analyze the large volumes of the data and make the rapid pricing adjustments. These dynamic pricing can actually help the businessmen optimize their revenue and remain competitive, which allows to raise the concerns about the price transparency, fairness, and the customer trust. If not implemented carefully, the dynamic pricing strategies can actually lead to the customer dissatisfaction and also the backslash. Therefore, the business must balance the potential benefits of the dynamic pricing and need to maintain the customer trust and the satisfaction. Next is your geographic pricing, which is a strategic approach in which the companies tailor their pricing based on the geographic location of their customers. So this strategy acknowledges the diverse customer behavior, the purchasing power, and the market conditions that can actually vary significantly across the different regions. So the common methods of geographical pricing include the zero zone pricing, city specific pricing, international pricing, and the rural versus urban pricing. By adjusting the prices to reflect the local factors like the shipping cost, taxes, competition, and the consumer preferences, the companies aim to better accommodate the regional variations and optimize their revenue. However, geographical pricing can raise concerns related to the fairness, customer perception, and potential for the price discrimination. Therefore, it is important for the companies to carefully balance the benefits of the geographical pricing with the need to maintain the customer trust and satisfaction while also ensuring the compliance with the relevant legal and regulatory standards. Next, we have is a premium pricing strategy, which is the strategic approach in which the company sets a higher price for its product compared to the competitors, which is often employed to a position offerings as a high quality, ensure a luxury, creating a perception of a superior value of the customers. And also, the company utilizes the premium pricing, typically invest in building a strong brand image, highlighting the distinct features and benefits of their products, providing exceptional customer experience, and definitely the support. Next we have is an hourly pricing strategy, which involves charging the customer based on the amount of the time spent providing a service or using a product which is commonly used in professional services, freelancing and the rentals, offering transparency but also potential challenges in the cost estimation and the scalability. Next important pricing strategy is good, better, best strategy. The good, better, best strategy, also known as the tiered pricing, is a common approach used by the business to often customize to the customers as a range of options with the varying features and the pricing. Now, this strategy is designed to appeal the different customer segments based on their needs and willingness to pay. However, an overview of how to deal better best pricing strategy works. Good stands for typically the most affordable and the basic offerings. It targets the price sensitive customers who are looking for a budget friendly option, while it may not have all the bells and the whistles of the higher priced options. It provides the essential features or the services. Now coming on to better. The better option is a mid-tier offering that provides more features or high quality than a good option. This option is designed for the customers who are willing to pay a bit more for the additional value or enhanced capabilities. It often strikes a balance between a price and the features. Now, the best option is the premium offering with the highest price point and the most comprehensive set of features, services or the benefits. This option targets the customers who prioritize top of the line quality, performance and service and are willing to pay a premium for it. Now, benefits of a good, better, best strategy is that it helps in catering to the different types of customers, and this strategy allows the business to appeal to the customers with the varying needs and budgets, maximizing their potential customer base, upselling and the cost selling opportunities. By offering the multiple tiers, business can encourage the customers to upgrade to a higher priced options by showcasing the added value and the benefits. The prices anchoring. Presenting a range of the options can influence the customers to perceive a better option as a good value, even if they initially considered it expensive, by providing a context with the good and the best options. Now, coming on to the other aspects of product life cycle and pricing, which is a relationship of the product life cycle and the pricing strategies at each point. In the development stage, during the development stage, extensive resources are invested in searching, designing, testing the product. Pricing is not primarily focused at this point as the product is still in the developmental phase. However, it is very crucial for the business to consider the potential pricing strategies based on the production cost, target market, dynamics and perceived value as they prepare to bring the product to the market. The product life cycle and the pricing, the market research and the consumer feedback, they also play a role in informing the pricing decisions as the product moves closer to the commercialization. Then comes the introduction stage. When a new product is introduced in the market, the companies face the critical decisions about the pricing. They may choose to implement the skimming prices, setting a relatively high price to capitalize and early adapters to recoup the development cost quickly. This approach takes advantage of the customers who are willing to pay a premium of new, innovative products. Alternatively, the companies may opt for penetration prices, setting a low initial price to attract a larger customer base and gain the market share rapidly. So, the pricing strategy employed during the introduction stage is influenced by a need to create a perception of the value and generate the initial demand for the new product. Marketing efforts are focused on creating an awareness and generating the interest in the new offering. Thank you so much.